You've been wondering why you can't get a job and why your efforts on LinkedIn don't seem to be working. Or maybe you've had an interview, you got an offer, but just something ain't sitting right. Well, I've been there. And after I saw this video, I definitely wanted to give my reaction and my perspective. And so hopefully you'll take something away. So let's get into it.
Jesus Christ, that look like Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3. So one of the only constants in the human experience is this. The only thing worse than job is no job.
The only thing worse than job is no job. This is so true even now because both of us being employed and even unemployed, we're also facing the struggle. So we're in the same boat. You've been out of work for several weeks or months, and even if you get an offer, you discover after the fact that it wasn't a good fit. Maybe they were just trying to pad numbers because what else would explain why companies would hire someone just to keep laying them off? Let me know if you're seeing this. This seems to be a recent phenomenon. I know people usually get laid off when company times get hard, but it seems like there's been an increase in people getting offered jobs just to get let go. Tell me what you think.
Unemployed puts you in this weird desperation mode. All of a sudden, you're panicking and checking job postings like it's a Twitter feed. You're digging through your closet to find a somewhat presentable outfit to wear on a Zoom call. And for weeks, you spend your time visiting
And for some of us, this is a whole new deal. So you might be used to working in the office, going to interviews in person. Now you have to get used to conducting interviews online. And if you don't have really great internet service, oh my gosh, forget about it. Because if this is a remote job, they may see this as a negative on your part. That, well, if they don't even have internet service, then how can we rely on them? Just any excuse that they can use.
prison-lit office spaces or glitchy Zoom calls and talking to someone who has your entire future in
Exactly.
their hands, and they don't seem too visibly pleased with your existence. Every interview is like a first date, except it doesn't end with a chance of physical intimacy. It ends with the chance of you getting a job that you're eventually going to hate and you're eventually going to get fired from, and the cycle continues every year and a half. Getting a job.
Yes, and that's why people keep job hopping. And they're job hopping so much that articles are coming out about people encouraging you to job hop, that you shouldn't even stay with a company more than 3 years. Even though he's making a joke, it doesn't address the anxiety. Interviewing is exhausting. Who wants to have to keep interviewing over and over again? So the tip here is to keep your networking open so that it should at least pad in the stress of having to keep interviewing. So when you get in a job, you want to start updating your resume, updating your LinkedIn. So that way, when that company starts showing their true colors, you ready.
Because unlike LinkedIn recruiters, I'm going to tell you the cold, hard facts. I'm not just going to lie to you and say you're perfect for a job through some automated message and then put you in a database of 3,000 people to pick from whenever they need to fill a position. I hate.
You see, now this is crazy because, again, this is happening. We're seeing this, and you've probably experienced this. You might have even had a recruiter reach out to you. And what's happening now? You get contacted, you're getting excited, and then next thing you know, you're ghosted. But all of a sudden, you're getting emails, and now you're getting text messages from strange phone numbers, international area codes, offering you a job. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but this never used to happen like this before. Tell me what you think.
Recruiters. I used to be one. They suck. Being unemployed is no fun. Well, it kind of is. For a little bit, it's.
Yeah, it's never been fun. It's never been fun.
First, you're just on like a mini vacation. You're playing video games. You don't have to listen to
I don't know
Slack
about mini
notifications.
vacation.
You're eating cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But then the days begin to blend together. Your homies aren't around to play video games with you. You're just filling out applications in an endless loop of sadness, and you're eating cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but in a bad way, like you have no money kind of way. But if you are currently in the unemployment pickle, fear not, because you are definitely.
No, seriously, if you're unemployed, the worst thing you can be doing is just applying for jobs. You need to be working out. You need to try to eat healthy. You need to meditate, do some yoga. Hey, catch up with, your family and friends. Catch up with people who you haven't been in touch with for a while. Walk outside, smell the grass, because this is all about your mental health. We don't really talk, we talk about it, yeah, go to therapy, but we really don't talk about it on a day-to-day basis and how it all adds up.
Definitely not alone. Over 6 million people are unemployed in the US right now. Thanks, insert current president at time of viewing. But the good news is there are currently 9.5 million jobs available. So I think I just solved unemployment. We'll just give those people those jobs. Just shuffle.
See, this is what I don't understand, because if there's 9.5 million jobs, it doesn't seem like they're taking into account all the fake ghost jobs. Because how do you have so many openings and so many people looking for jobs, but everyone is saying they can't get jobs? Okay, so we know a lot of them are garbage. There's a bunch of fake ghost jobs, and I'm starting to become skeptical that these statistics that they're putting out, that they're just either they're lying about it, or they're padding it, or they're not taking into account all the fake ghost jobs. And it should be illegal. There should be no reason why a company is allowed to put up a job and then, oh, okay, so we can't put up a job where technically we can't fill it. So we fill it with someone just to turn around and fire them. Now, come on, man. So it's really not 9.5 good paying above minimum wage, where you can actually afford to take care of yourself and your family. Tell the truth.
According to my research, fast food, warehouse, and retail jobs are projected to have the most openings in this decade and the next. And if you've ever worked...
Yes, I had no problem finding a job in retail when I was working in retail, but they all suck. They're all low paying. You got to work with all kinds of people, and you got to have a temperament of someone that can just take anything. You got to take your boss is screaming at you, the customer screaming at you, your employees don't like you. You got to get it from everywhere. Okay, so this is what you got to deal with in the job market. So to add to the stress of just looking for the job, then you just take any job, which is a crappy job just to pay your bills. So when I was going through this, I also tried to spend some time honing in on my skills. A lot of local areas, especially in New York where I am, they offer skills training. So don't just have your job that's a crappy job, low paying job, and just do nothing. I made this mistake. I spent too many years working a low paying job, and then I just stopped working on myself. I stopped looking. I stopped, looking for ways to hone in on my skills, to network, to get better paying skills, high paying and demand skills. I just worked the job thinking maybe they will promote me. Maybe if I show them how much of a good, hardworking person I am, they will promote me. That didn't happen. So that's definitely something to take away. Tell me what you think about that.
One of those positions. That shit sucks, am I right? If you've ever worked a service industry job, you know it's bad, and it's only getting worse over time. People are getting beat up, people are throwing hissy fits because there's no mayo on their burger. Just a tough time to be serving up smiles in the good old US of A. Maybe that's why 44.5 million people quit their jobs in 2023. Or maybe it's just because kids today don't want to work. Thanks a lot, current president. But once you're jobless, you gotta start the...
Nah, they don't want to work because they already know the BS and they're not dealing with it. They rather just live with their parents, live with their roommates, do whatever, than sell their souls or deal with the BS that the rest of us, millennials and older generations, we were taught to deal with. A lot of us were taught to deal with the authoritative person just, being disrespectful or just exercising their authority over us. And a lot of the new kids on the block, they're not dealing with that. So I don't blame them.
Well, you'd think having things like the internet and LinkedIn would make it easier to get a job, right? Wrong, actually, you clown. Did you say right? How did you not see that obvious sarcastic bit playing up? Leave the video.
I'm glad he's making a joke out of it, but it's honestly so bad that you have to laugh about it to not cry, because LinkedIn used to be a place. I've been on LinkedIn for over a decade. It used to be a place you connect with people. They might recommend you. They might talk about your skill sets. And now it's just like a popularity contest. People talking about stuff that have nothing to do with their jobs or careers. Like, what is this now? And then you reach out to a recruiter or you hear back from a recruiter. You think things are going well. They ghost you. And then a lot of the companies that are on LinkedIn, you might be able to follow them, but their jobs tab will be empty. There won't be any jobs, but it doesn't mean that that company does not have a job. What I had to learn to do was, if I wanted to just research a company maybe find some people, find some connections that went to the same school that I did. What I had to do was just highlight the link to that company's page, put it in a different tab, and then go to the career section of that company page. And lo and behold, there are the jobs. So that's something I had to learn the hard way. Let me know if you knew about that trick.
I'm not kidding. If you said you're an idiot, get out of here. One of the worst parts about being unemployed is the amount of time you have to spend on the demon portal that is known as LinkedIn. If you don't know, and
demon portal.
God, do I envy anybody in that camp. LinkedIn is a place that combines job postings with social media of the world's largest corporate circle jerk. If you work in HR or upper management, or you just really love polo shirts and false enthusiasm, then LinkedIn is for you. You should check it out. And
false enthusiasm, that's an understatement. Because everyone is just so damn happy. Like, everything is going perfect. Even people who got laid off. Like, I just got laid off. Man. Come on now. Oh, and don't even let me get into putting that little sign open to work on you. I don't know why. Before I even researched this, I already knew it was a bad red flag to do that for a job seeker. You would think, okay, if I say I'm open to work, companies will want me. But what I learned from being in this industry, companies would rather steal employees from another company than hire people who are unemployed. I don't know the reverse psychology on that one, but somehow or another, you just seem more appealing if you are currently working. And so if you say you're open to work, chances are you're unemployed. So don't even put open to work on your profile. Okay. Just focus on networking with people and getting, insider tips for how to get into the company.
Let's just break down some of LinkedIn statistics and prove to everybody that this shit sucks so bad. So LinkedIn is one of the largest job posts.
What's this? Let's look at this. Let's look at some of these numbers here. Okay, so they got all these great numbers, but I'm seeing company benefits more than I'm seeing benefits to you and me. That could be the problem there. Almost like they sold out. I'm starting to feel like LinkedIn sold out.
Boards in the world, with over 59 million companies having LinkedIn pages. A number that makes you think, 59 million.
And what did I just say? 59 million companies. What did I say? A lot of them don't even have their jobs posted. So you got to do the extra manual footwork to go to each of those companies' pages to actually find job openings.
Companies, that's a lot of branches off of the main 10 ones. That's like if everybody in Italy started their own company. That's a lot of spicy meatball. 6 people get hired by using LinkedIn, which sounds fantastic. That sounds like terrific turnaround until you realize that every second 140 applications are sent in. So every minute there are...
Ha! Look at that. Yeah, exactly. That many applicants just for a handful of people to get hired. And they don't tell you how many of those people got fired within a few weeks to a few months. They should have a statistic for that. How many people get laid off within 90 days? There's usually a period where they say, they're evaluating you. There's usually that period 3 to 6 months. But that's really just another way for them to let people go, use some kind of excuse.
6 people getting a job, and every second there are 140 people looking for a job. That not good math. I'm not a mathematician. That doesn't look like it's working out too good. So if you're trying to get a job on LinkedIn, not only do you have to fight against every other person on the planet for every job, and you have to wait through all the terrible job listings, you also have...
Yes, in the planet. So keep that in mind when you're looking for a remote job. That just increases the number of competition that you have. I'm not going to say never, but I don't think I've ever applied for a job that had more than 100 applicants, because that means you're competing with those people. I've always found it best, and I had the premium temporarily. I took advantage of a free trial. Do that if you can, but make sure you update everything right away. And I only applied to company that had less than 100, preferably less than 50 applicants. I've heard back from people when the amount of other applicants was low, and when I applied within a few days of that job posting going out. Let me know if you've had success with that, if you tried that.
Have to wade through the people who post on LinkedIn, not jobs. Like they post posts.
Oh, and forget the easy apply. It used to work, but now it's not really working. Again, if you're going to use the easy apply, let it be for a niche. Low competition, low applicants. a niche. Maybe you have specialized training or certification. Maybe you have cybersecurity, and maybe you're applying for a small, a medium-sized, or nonprofit agency where you are a top applicant, or could be, because there's not a lot of competition in that area. And this might bust some people's bubbles, but you might have a better job if it's in office. No, nobody's trying to work in office anymore. But if you want to eventually go remote, consider taking an in-office job, especially if you can get your foot in the door with less competition. And then as you're networking and you're getting your hands-on skill, because now you can add that to your resume, then you can look at companies that are remote. And now you have more experience that you can speak to.
I mean, first of all, we got the scammers. That is a huge problem on LinkedIn. In 2021, 32 million fake accounts were identified on LinkedIn.
Wow.
And I would understand if
that's disgusting. 32 million fake accounts, scam accounts. No wonder why we're getting so much scam emails and scam text messages from these weird numbers about jobs. I've never seen this so much.
That fact came out of like Twitter, like Russian,
What I normally do is I block them right away. I don't know if you're answering these calls or what you're doing, but I just block them as soon as I get the message. Don't click on any links. Try to see if you can just highlight it and block, report as scam, and that's it, and move on.
Troll bots are just trying to destabilize the human experience. But LinkedIn bots are way more malicious. Fake LinkedIn accounts are trying to get your personal info and money as fast as possible. Yes, during the pandemic, when a lot of people my age lost their job.
I agree. And make sure you check your credit report. There are companies that are offering free, usually any of the three major industries. What is it? Experian, TransUnion, and what's the other one? What are the top 3 credit bureaus? Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. I believe you're eligible for free credit report every year. Okay, so now with this increase in scammers and people taking your information, definitely make sure you're getting a credit report and you're scanning and making sure you have some kind of alert on your credit cards or on your bank statements or something like that.
A lot of my friends, and me included, all kind of almost got scammed by these people. And if you think about it, it is shockingly easy to get a lot of personal information out of somebody if you just pretend you have a job for them. Think about any online job you've ever applied for. If they reach back out to you and ask you for your social security number and your birth date, you're just going to give that to them. Because why would Staples lie to me? What are they going to use my personal information for? To buy paper?
And this is another thing with the search bar now, it almost doesn't work because it'll just return back results for anything and everything with those words. What I had to learn was use a Boolean logic, which means you're using quotation marks and you're using and or in your search so that you only receive results that have those words. So if you're out here looking for a cybersecurity job, what you want to do in that search bar is put in cybersecurity in quotation marks, and in quotation marks, I'm hiring or we're hiring. And you should only see results from anyone who posted on their LinkedIn that we're hiring cybersecurity analysts, or I'm hiring cybersecurity, or my company is hiring or looking for cybersecurity. So that's a tip for you. Let me know if you knew about that. If you've been using it, go ahead and use it. Let me know the outcome of that. For this title, that sounds like they really want someone for experience, with experience, and they're just trying to figure out a way to get them on the cheap.
Specialist, because that's the closest thing I could say besides internet clown that would fit my, description. It pays $15 to $20 an hour, which is not great. It's on site, not remote at all, and it's contract work. So they're doing that so they don't have to pay you insurance.
Right.
So that's good. That's like 90% of the reason why you get a real job. So 15 to 20 an hour, depending on how much they like you. Here are all the things you have to do. And let me remind you, this is an entry-level position. Entry-level. Administer in-house creative needs for the digital marketing team supporting over 40 frontline artists. You're in
Oh, no. See, no. That's what you got to look out for. Look at all of this. And you know, I started using ChatGPT to help filter through some of this nonsense. And so I have links to the ChatGPT prompts that can help you with job searching in your local area, how to use certain keywords, and it will help you make your search more productive and less of a headache. Because come on now, who is trying to spend the equivalent of a full-time job, 40 hours a week, just trying to job search and filter through these job postings and responsibilities? So check that out and let me know how you've been using it and what insights you learned from that. Because I think we can use AI to our advantage. And it's in times like this when there's so many companies and corporations and scammers who are trying to figure out ways to take advantage of you. I think as job seekers and even those of us who are employed who are trying to advance our careers, we can probably use AI to our benefit with this. So if you want more information on how to use ChatGPT, check out the next video and I'll see you in the next one.